Franny here, wanting to do my first football commentary. As you can see, my hat here, Super Bowl 47 was with the Baltimore Ravens versus the San Francisco 49ers. And I've been a football fan all my life. At 77 years old, I have seen the best of the best. I was able to be in Memorial Stadium when Johnny Unitas played, Raymond Berry, Alan the Horse Amici, Lenny Moore, saw all the great rivalries with the Green Bay Packers. And so my mom and dad were sports fans all their lives. And when my dad got out of the war, he made sure the one thing he wanted was a ticket to the Baltimore Colts games for he and my mom. So I used to sneak in the stadium, and we were in the upper deck, and everybody would squeeze over so I could sit beside them. Anyway, I know football, and I even lived 2 blocks from the stadium, and I grew up watching the best with the Orioles and the Baltimore Ravens. Now it was the Baltimore Colts at that time. But I love football, and I followed the Colts and the Ravens for years. So I went to Super Bowl 47 by myself, and it was great. It was in New Orleans, and couldn't get anybody to go with me, but I wasn't going to be stopped. So, and that was a really exciting game. That's where the lights went out in New Orleans, and I was right there. And it's when Jacoby Jones ran back 2, I believe it was, for a touchdown. And I was in the end zone where where the players came in and out for the Ravens, and I got to just witness a great game. And I called the last play of the game, which is we were up enough that we were back in our own end zone, and I said, I don't know why the guy just doesn't run around and waste time, because we had I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds left, and let play tag and just take a touchback. So I couldn't believe the people beside me were like, I can't believe you said that, and they did it. So I know football, and I especially know the Baltimore Ravens football. And I've been there through the years when they've given up leads, and especially in the fourth quarter, and everybody in California would tease me about it. So I live in California now, but I still follow the Ravens. Every Sunday, I go to a place where I can watch the Ravens on TV and root them on. So I want to do a commentary on what I've seen so far. I have a difference of opinion. I think that when we played the Chiefs, I definitely think that we should have gone for the tie and then gone into overtime and see how it came out in our favor. We played pretty well back then. But lately, what I've observed when we played here the other night with Cincinnati, Baltimore used to be known as the defense brand of football. I mean, if you got hit by a Baltimore Raven or Colt, you knew you got hit, and it was tough football. We're playing okay football. We're kind of playing all right as far as our defensive line and offensive line, but we are not doing a good job as far as defense. We've gotten rid of a few people, but like Smith got paid last year. I don't know whether he got paid this year or not, but for how many times he could tackle the quarterback or catch him in the backfield, and they gave him extra couple $1 million, or at least $1 million if he reached a certain goal. I don't know whether they took his incentive away from him this year, or the other players are like, well, maybe if we don't play that well, they'll give us incentive to get back. Anyway, that's not how the old Colts would do it. You play for this game because you love it. But our passing game, as far as defensively, sucks. That's the only word for it. And they're just not gelling as a team. Individually, they're playing okay. My favorite player is Hamilton. Number one, he's smart. He went to Notre Dame. He's an all-around player. He's got great instincts, but now he's out after this game. He got a bad ankle turn on somebody else's foot on the Cincinnati Bengals. So to score a touchdown in excuse me 13 seconds like they did, it's just missing coverage. And why in the hell you'd ever call throw the red flag in to see at the beginning of the game just to gain 2 feet, 2 yards didn't make any sense. We gave up being able to appeal anything else. That was not a good play. I think our time management sucks at the end of a game. I'm standing there knowing that the Ravens need a touchdown, and here we are just going down the field, and this is what happened against the Chiefs. You don't want to give a person like Patrick Mahomes any time left on the clock, and that's what we did, and we got beaten because of it. You want to be totally in control of the game going down the end. We weren't in control, and we allowed them to come back and score. I said to myself, please take your time, fall down in bounds. And then when Cincinnati was going down the field, we couldn't stop them from getting out of bounds. If we'd have just made one of them, an inbounds tackle, we would have had the game. But no, we just let them run out of bounds. So our defensive backs and our safeties and our linebackers, you guys have got to get together and just say, look, we're good ball players, and we need to come together and really talk and create. If it weren't for Humphreys, who's one of the old timers, he just finally said, I'm tired of being behind by 2 touchdowns, and he stripped the ball out. We've got to have much more aggressive play and team play in the backfield. There in the defensive backs and the linebackers and the safeties, just talking to each other and coming up with the same thing. And we need more sacks on somebody. That's why Hamilton's so good. He's very good about stunting and how he goes in and goes after the quarterback. So we can do a better job. But guess what? All the offense in the world isn't going to help us. I love Henry and the other running back that you can't stop is Lamar. But Henry gives him that incentive, so it takes it away from him where he doesn't have to run every time. But this was the first game against Cincinnati where he didn't get over 100. So they had his number. And then finally, Lamar broke away a little bit. So lots of penalties, too. Let's talk about penalties. Geez. Junior high school penalties. You're lined up offside. You're lined up wrong. You have an ineligible receiver downfield. What the hell's going on? We used to be the least penalized team, and now we're the most penalized team. We are not a team that is worthy of the Super Bowl. We may have an individual player such as Lamar, but we can't play defense. We're the worst in the league. Come on, Baltimore. Take some pride in what you do on defense. We've got great defensive players that, wouldn't let this happen. You guys have got to get together and make a decision that, hey, we're embarrassed to be on the bottom. We're better than that. We're going to be on the top. You don't give up more than 10 points a game. That's what your goal should be. So that's what I'm telling you. All right, I still love you. And please join Franny's Sports and Travel Corner, because I do know what I'm talking about at 77 years old. And I certainly enjoy watching the Ravens, but you got to do a much better job and not embarrass me by losing in the fourth quarter. You got to set it from the beginning. Take pride, and let's get some things straight. Play good defense, talk to each other, care about each other, and you'll get the job done. But you got to hold each other accountable for what's going on. So know you're loved, but you got to do a much better job in coaching staff, getting together and making the right decisions. And, it's fundamentals. If you're not, if you're offsides or, we just had way too many penalties, and we're lucky at the very end of the game that we didn't get another face mask call or interference on a passer. We were very lucky to win that game. So that's not going to happen. We're not going to get where we can get, which is to a Super Bowl. I was glad I got to see that, and And it was one of the last great games that I got to see. So hang in there, but hold yourselves accountable. Really, play because you love this game, play because you love each other. Okay, that's my commentary on the Baltimore Ravens, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll subscribe below. Okay, take care. Know you're appreciated. Have a great day.